Hey everybody, Tim Mix with Mix Aircraft Solutions here. It's been a while. I got a couple videos I'm going to have to figure out how to put together, and hopefully I can do this. Um, we'll see how it works. I got the Citabria all covered up now. Sorry I didn't get pieces of it and as I was doing it, but it's kind of hard to film me just sitting there gluing tapes and getting frustrated with trying to get stuff to fit. I just show you the end result and kind of talk about how I did it. So let's check it out. It's been a couple months because just had so much to do. We've had 2, 3 engine installs and getting all that stuff done, and we're working on the third and last, hopefully, engine install for the season. It went down last November, December. We yarded the engine off of it and took it up to Premier Aircraft in Troutdale, and they refurbished the engine. I'll kind of do a little deal on that, but let me show you the Citabria. It's actually got quite a ways. I'll have to go over some of the stuff that I've done because I did it and then I didn't record it, and then I did a bunch of stuff just beginning of last week and this week, trying to get the fabric on the fuselage. So let me switch it around and I'll show you what I got. So we're working on the right hand side of the aircraft. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. There's the tail, the vertical. I'm waiting for polybrush to dry. That's where the horizontal hooks up. And then up here you have the cutouts for the door and the rear window. And then up here the fabric doesn't go around because of the boot cowl. If you can see inside there, I got the headliner all in and the electrical done. And then in the back there I did a closeout for the tail out of some Baltic birch plywood. I did that Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, I think it was Monday I did that. And got that all done. So that's just a quick clip, and I'll after I get this trimmed out and glued down and shrunk up, I'll resume. Man, it is getting warm in here. But here we go. We got the cutouts done. Around the door, waiting for the glue to dry. If you're all wondering what this pink part is here, so this is the poly brush, and what we do is we put the poly brush on there to kind of hold the weave, and then that way we can cut it and it doesn't fray out. Prime example, we'll go over here. It got a little wet with the glue when I was trying to get it to fold over, and you can see how it was fraying. That's because the poly brush had got washed out of it. But otherwise it makes a nice clean cut. I have to go back and trim this a little bit and trim up there yet and glue that down. But I have one piece to put here on the turtle back. There's a couple different ways to do this, and I just kind of chose to do it this way because it seemed like it would work, and I didn't have to do any stitching. So basically I started off with this panel on this side, which hindsight I wish I would have done the right side first, because the way this laid over here, and I could have covered it up. This laid down really nice, actually. So the left side I would have done the second. But what I'm going to do is take a panel, and it'll go 1 inch over the stringer. So it'll lay like right here. I'll plot out some lines so I make a nice straight line there. And then when my tapes go over it, you won't even see it. Yep. This will get cut out. This side will get cut out. We'll trim around this a little bit better so it's round, and then we'll put a doily around it after the tapes have gone down, because you can see right here there's a stringer right there, or not a stringer but a longeron. These are the stringers, the wood stringers. So it's working out pretty good. Gonna let the glue dry for a little bit, and then I'll start shrinking it down even tighter. I just took the wrinkles out of it, so just gently went over it, and I'll hit it with 250 all the way to make it nice and tight before I glue this panel up here. And then once all the panels are glued on, then I'll do the 350. And I have to do the bottom side too. Hey, good morning. So today's August 17th. Been a long week. It's been hot. It's a little humid today. I think we got a storm coming in. They're actually calling for rain. It's been over 100 degrees out on the ramp. It got up to 93 in the hangar yesterday, and I couldn't get the glue down fast enough before it dried, and my brushes were getting all goobered up, so I had to quit. So anyway, I'll show you what we got going on the Citabria. So this is the left side. She's all shrunk up and edged out around the windows, all the way back. Tail's all done. I need to trim the top there. Left side's done, or right side. Yeah, I did that yesterday. I guess I should show you that. That's what I was doing yesterday. There's the tail. I'm working on the turtle back today, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. But yeah, that all got trimmed out. Turned out pretty good. All the way up to the front here. Boot cowl takes up the rest of it. Everything looks good, nice and tight. I only got it shrunk out to 250 right now. I do that so I can pull it tight on the turtle back so I can get a good glue line. And as you can see, I marked a pencil line. I did that on both sides, and I started off by taking a piece of the fabric that was in between the vertical and the top here. When I cut out, I think this is from the left side, and I cut that out, and I trimmed it out this morning after I marked my lines. You can see I marked a line about 1.25 inches or so from the stringer, made a line all the way down, glued it up on the top where the skylight is, and then worked my way down along the edge here, keeping on the line. And the reason I do that is that when I put the tape on, you won't see this at all. The tape will go over it. I'll have a 2-inch or a 3-inch tape here on the stringers, and it'll cover that up real nice after it gets all ironed down. So I went all the way up, and I'm going to work on, I got the pencil line already out on the other side, and I'm going to put some poly brush on that so I can cut it out. And then here I'm just going to do a nice little round edge there. So what I did to kind of reinforce the transition here, because I had a couple of scallop cuts, I went ahead and cut this piece right here that kind of enveloped the whole edge here, but I did it on the bias, so it's at the 45, so it lays down really nice. And so that way it glues this all together and kind of reinforce that area that was scalloped. And so that will be nice and strong right here, and it won't come apart. So next step is I'm going to take my poly brush, and I'm going to go all the way along my pencil line, and then once that dries, then I'm going to cut it out on a straight line right here, and then I'll probably pink this edge so it gets it has that extra peeling anti-peel power. and then I'll come back and make sure everything's along the edge all good to go, and then I'll flip it on its side and do the belly. So I'll let you, give you a pause for a minute, and then I'll come back to it here in a minute. All right, so there she is. It's all glued down, stretched out to 250, ready to go. Now we're gonna flip her over and do the belly. Finished off the front here, wrapped the tapes around, got all the tapes around the windows and along the edges there. You can see the shadow of the controls behind it because of the light shining through. We went through with some paint. I got to do a little bit of touch up. Looks like it peeled up there, but we went through and painted the tubes and everything that was going to be exposed when the window was in, because he's putting new windows in this here too also. Kind of finished off the top here. This is where one of the pulleys go from the ailerons. The cable is actually right here, and that's going to come up through here, and then that's going to extend out in the wing. And then this here is a block, and there's a carry-through cable that goes through to the ailerons on that. Fuel line, crossover vent, and then this is a little bit for the wing fairing. So you can see, got all the tapes up there, all the way down the turtle back, across the fuselage, all along the windows. That turned out really nice. This is the front attach point for the horizontal stab. This is the back point right here. I didn't cut this out. I just figured I'd leave one layer. I did all my tapes here, and then I cut it out, and then I put a little circle patch right here to kind of finish it. And I'll just leave that right there for now, and then it's just one layer of fabric, and then after everything's painted, I'll trim that out so we can stick that bar through there. You can see the rivets. These have a large area head rivet that holds the fabric down, and so both sides on there. This here was where the VOR antenna went. Well, they took that out because they're not going to use it, and so I put a little patch on there because it kind of touches that little bracketry there. This is where the flying wire hooks to. I got some ironing to do. I gotta basically do the whole thing. Got the diagonal and the handle. Again, look at the turtle back. That turned out really nice. So I actually did this in 3 pieces. I did the bottom. Well, actually, no, 4. So I did the bottom first, then I did the sides, and then I did the turtle back. I did the side up to the stringer, and then I did the turtle back across the stringers. And then I finished it out with this patch right here. That turned out really nice. I had to do it in 2 pieces. I thought I could do it in 1. I tried to do it on the bias, and it was giving me a little bit of a fit. It wasn't laying down right, and I was just being lazy. So I did it in 2 pieces, but it turned out really nice. We'll have a window there, and of course we'll go around to the other side, and we got the entryway with the door and the step. We'll have to clean up the old paint on the step there, and then got the new headliner in there. And then we did the back panel. They came up and did the floorboards, and we finished putting them in right before we put the fabric on. And then I did the headliner, and then the back panel I did in 3 pieces for a couple of reasons. So the upper piece won't necessarily come out, it'll kind of stay there. So I use some cardboard to make the shape for the whole thing. And I figured, well, I'll cut it across here and do 2 pieces. But the bottom piece here, as wide as it is, and with these bars here, it was kind of difficult to get out. So I opted to cut it right down the middle, and then I glued a piece of wood in the back and then put a couple screws in there. So it only takes 2, 4, 6, 7 screws on one panel and probably 4 on another to get that both out there. And then that opens up the whole tail cone, so that can be inspected later on down the road. Again, got your pulley, vent tube, crossover vent, carry through bracket, another fuel line, the ELT antenna battery, or antenna cable. And of course, we're using the polyfiber process. And going down, and this is what the end looks like. So it turned out pretty good. So you'll notice that it's white. I haven't put the polyfiber on the fabric yet. And this is a new one for me. A friend of mine does quite a bit of fabric too. He said, try doing the tapes first. And there's areas I'm going to have to clean up a little bit that kind of, like this area here, I'll kind of brush out with some thinner to get rid of the majority of it where it was heavy. But he said when you do that, and then you go to put the coats of polybrush on the fabric, it won't rope up so much. So I'm trying this. This is completely new. I did it with the tail feathers, and it worked out pretty good, actually. So I'll wipe everything down with thinner on the fabric. I wash my hands a lot when I'm doing fabric to make sure that I don't get greasy, dirty fingers on the fabric, and then I yell at anybody that's trying to touch it. But yeah, it's gonna take some ironing now. You can kind of hear that. It shouldn't be that rough. It should be nice and smooth. And so I'm gonna be doing a lot of ironing here from stem to stern, and get it ready, and then we'll plug all the holes with cardboard, and we'll start shooting some paint, some silver, and then mask it off and do the paint. It's going to be orange and cream color. It's kind of exciting at this point because now it, kind of starts to take shape and looking like an airplane again. So anyway, hey, so you can tell my video editing skills are not professional. I went to school for computer-aided drafting and design, not multimedia. So I'm trying to figure this out. I do most of it with my phone and by myself, and I'm just learning it as I go. So anyway, if you like the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just kind of watch out for when I post new videos. I don't do it very often. I'm a busy guy. We're working here at the shop, just cruising along, and this is a compilation of all summer's videos, I think, because I even have some videos back in earlier in the spring. But most of the fabric took place here just in the last couple months. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate your patronage. I'm not monetized yet. I don't make enough content, and I don't have enough subscribers. But hey, you never know. Some of these guys, and I'm not going to do some of the dumb stuff that people do to get subscriptions. So anyway, hope you like it. We'll see you on the next round. Hopefully we'll have some paint on it next time you see it. And then we'll get back to the assembly stage, which I'm sure people are anxious for. Anyway, cheers. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.